right here. And then make sure that you also know how to plug it, to turn it on, which is right there. So you can put your finger on the end of that and know that it's working, all right? So plug in, make sure that that is attached and hasn't popped off. Make sure that that's attached. So that's your number one thing on that. All right, so that's your suction thing. Now we'll come over here and we're gonna suction this little guy out here. So first we're going to take your water. We don't need peroxide for that. You're gonna open the lid or take the lid off and set it down like that instead of like that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Set it down. Okay, you learned on your videos, where do you put the label? In your palm. And then let's pretend like it's been opened before. So we're going to pour out a little bit in the sink. And I always say exaggerate your pour. Like, don't exaggerate means pour it a little bit higher. Don't pour it down here because you don't want it to accidentally touch something. So I'm going to put it right there. And then I'm going to open this up. And keeping the inside sterile, so you'll pull the edges over. There we go. Well, I had it, and then, all right, there we go. And then remember to touch the first one by the edge, and I'm going to put it on my dominant hand. And then I'm going to find this little box with my dominant hand and open it like that. I almost dropped it. Open it like that. Now I'm going to take my dirty hand, or my clean hand that doesn't have a glove on it. I'm going to keep holding this up, palm over the label. I'm going to pour it. Remember, exaggerated pour. So pour it, some water in there. If it wasn't exaggerated pour, it would be close like that, and you would have a chance of contaminating it, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put that down, and I'll just put this right back on the sterile field. Ideally, your sterile field should be sitting right there instead of on the bed. You don't want to set it on the bed. But now I'm going to pick up my other glove and put it on. So I haven't contaminated my sterile hand at all, right? So keep your hands kind of up as you're working. Now we're going to get this little tube out of here, and I take my non-dominant hand and hold this green thing up, and I'll wrap it around these 3 fingers, and I transfer it to my dominant hand with everything in it like that, because that's how sure I want to make sure that it doesn't get any germs on it. So dominant hand, it's enclosed in there. Now I'm going to contaminate this hand. So I'm going to take this, put it together, and pull this out like that, and I can turn it on with this hand, and then you're going to check it by putting your thumb over this. You see that? It's going into the machine. So I'm going to hold it tight. I'm not going to hold it like that. You don't want it to accidentally touch your arm. Hold it out like this. Bring it down to your patient. Don't touch the end of this, the outside of this with your hand. Put it down without suctioning until you meet resistance. And then you're going to twist with your bottom hand, pull with your top hand. Just pull it up kind of towards you and back like that. And then suction that mucus out. Then do it again. Put it down without suctioning until you meet resistance. Suction intermittently. Pull and twist with your bottom hand. And suction that out. You're going to do that about 4, maybe 5 times at the very most. On an elderly person or a baby or child, you'd maybe do it 3 times. 10 seconds most. If you're not sure, hold your breath, because patient who's sick and incapacitated cannot hold their breath longer than you can, that's for sure. Also, this stimulates the cough reflex, so they can have projectile coughing of mucus coming out here And if your face is right over that little hole, then you're going to get that all over your face, and you don't want that. Okay, so remember when you guys practice with your own stuff, you're going to have to put it back together. You don't do this in the hospital. You got to put it back together so you can practice with it again. So I'm going to take the first person who